running seminar. I am Mary. Probably already met me already. So I do the running club here. I also do spin, as well as Pilates. I am a triathlete. I've done duathlons. I've done marathons, half marathons. So if you ever have questions, always feel free to reach out. So I'll start with the logistics of the race. So you guys should know it's a 5K, 3.1 miles. It will be on the treadmills downstairs. Again, you're coming from the bike and coming downstairs to run on the treadmills. We're going to have to set up for you. We have a team that's going to help you out. When you get close to 3.1 miles, you're going to raise your hand, and we're going to have volunteers that come over, and they're going to log whatever you've done.
How close, like 0.1 mile or like 2.8?
How close?
How close?
How close?
Maybe like
2.8,
sprint, when you get
yeah.
to like 3 miles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have several people out there that are,
So
they have
so you get
clipboards.
3 miles, so at least somebody will be there to.
Is it 3.1 or 3.12?
Extra. Your treadmill will need to be at least 0.5
Incline.
So if you've been running on 0, which is technically downhill, you're gonna need to kick it up a little bit. Okay. So 0.5. That's where everyone's gonna be at. So we're on the level playing field. Okay. So some race strategies. I'm gonna go into that first, and then we'll talk about more logistics about running and things. Music. I know a lot of people like their music, right? Motivates you, gets you going. You have your jams, you have your playlists. Love it. I'm the same. I love that as well. But I also want you to really be listening to your breath. Say, maybe take 1 hour.
As it's
Actually,
going.
on the treadmills. I know it can get boring. That's why I like my playlists. But really good to listen to your breathing. You know, if you're not breathing really heavy and you're trying to do a really hard run, you need to kick it up a little. So you need to listen to your body. Okay? So music, fantastic, good. Listen to your body. Don't go out crazy fast. You're coming from the bike, this, right? You hit that treadmill, it's gonna feel, your legs are gonna feel like bricks. I'm telling you, it takes a little bit to get into it. I'm sure you've already tried it. It's a transition.
Yeah, but that's
It is part of it.
doesn't even, but different muscles, especially for me, it doesn't even feel tiredness on any of my muscles.
You don't feel tired.
No. After a mile, yeah.
Yeah, Scott.
The first mile just so easy.
Scott, during the bike seminar last week, had a good point of the last mile of the 13 miles to taper back a little because you're going to be wanting to, to conserve that muscle or get
And
that
go
muscle.
at least 90 RPM.
Yep.
Right.
I totally agree. Then it's going to get you start to get ready, and then you still have to walk down to the treadmills. You have 5 minutes. So you're okay.
So do you think we're gonna probably bring our running shoes with us to the bike ride?
Yeah.
And then just walk over there?
There should be cubbies and stuff around. So.
Yeah, we have all the things there. This weekend I am doing a brick workout. So if you want to do a practice bike to run, I'm going to set it up Saturday 9:15. We'll do 30 minutes on the bike, and then we're going to go right to the track. We won't do the treadmills. We'll go right to the track and just do a mile there. Okay. So if you want to practice, yeah, you can do that.
Do you think the mile on the track is easier than the mile on the treadmill?
It's different.
It's different, right?
It's different.
A little more free, maybe, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to get into that actually on the treadmill, because when you're on the treadmill, people feel like they're going to fall off. So you get tense, right? Your whole body tenses up.
Like using a Smith machine versus,
Yes.
you're like locked in.
Yeah. So when you're out, you're using your own force, and it's a different feeling. So
Well, even on the treadmill, like swinging your arms is almost awkward.
it is, because you feel like
Because you don't have the clearance. You're like, I swing them some.
I'm swinging, and then for me, treadmill is good because you set up your pace. When you're running,
You don't know.
you can do whatever
you
you want.
don't know unless you watch your smartwatch. You can be slowed
Well,
down.
that's what I'm doing online to watch my heart rate, but I just ordered a heart monitor today because every exercise, even the bike and even the treadmill, I'm turning my arm, and it's too disruptive. productive.
It's
So I'm gonna just dial into the machines now. Even the biking, because the watch is good, but it's not. It's harder to just keep looking like this.
It's different. I mean, everyone's different. Some
Yeah.
people do train based on heart rate. I mean, that's a different training when you're running. Great way to train. Different way to train.
What do you recommend if you're gonna mention the heart rate then for training if you're heart rate?
It's gonna depend.
No, I mean, so
Oh,
for
well,
instance, most of my training here, like I'm red zoning a lot on the bike and on the treadmill, I'm trying to back off. Like I'm at 150, which I'm not worried about. If I get to 165, I'm backing off.
okay.
But that's my max is 165. So.
So again, so
So
on your
what time you want to? I'm doing my best time and my heart rate sometimes 190.
so again, look at
I
that
don't know if
training
it's, I don't
plan.
know if it's healthy though.
Look at your training plan. You can go high, and that's okay. You
Right.
don't have to go high for an extended period of time.
What's extended period of time?
Well, say so in spin, we do sprints.
Right.
You should not do sprints over 15 seconds. If you want to max out, you should not be over 15 seconds. It's too much.
I biked yesterday for 45 minutes. I was about 152. So I rode low red zone for the whole time.
And that's good.
I felt fine.
Yeah.
That's sort of my question on the heart rate stuff. So I'm like, if my body seems okay like that,
Yeah,
I guess
if you
I'm
feel
all right.
comfortable and you're doing,
I
and you're
feel comfortable.
consistently holding that
I was
for that
holding.
period of
I know.
time,
Yeah.
you're not maxing out.
No.
Maxing out is when you're 15 seconds on.
And when your heart tells you, that doesn't matter what's the heart rate because those things could be.
I don't think this is accurate either.
Yeah, again,
When you cannot take a breath.
Yeah.
That tells you that
you know.
it's.
I
the
wear
heart.
2 watches. And they're different. I will tell you, while running, they're different.
And
That's why I wear
I know the Fitbit shows higher heart rate.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I do checking.
Well, I think on the bike you're like this.
It's all
and you're actually
marketing.
crunching your
Those
watch.
marketing people, I tell you.
See, my Garmin is more, this is a triathlon watch. So this is
Well,
geared for
depends on the
running.
activity. Because if I know when I do spinning, it shows the heart, it shows the right one. When I'm running, it's always 20, 30 beats up.
Are you transmitting that on your bike from there?
No.
So where's it picking up the rate from?
I can feel it.
Oh. Maybe you can tell me what mine is.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes,
Can you feel mine? Can you feel mine, Armin?
and then sometimes I just take my pulse, look the watch, and then say, oh, this is off.
He can teach the advanced seminar
There
next.
we go.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
I just want to get on the
just
treadmill.
sharing my experience. Sorry,
no worries.
No,
I
it's good.
just
It's good. I love it. That's
yeah,
why I love
heart
it.
rate training is a completely different certification, and like we're not qualified.
Because I think that's the best measure of how you do.
Heart rate training, yes.
I think so.
I agree.
I mean, you got the green, yellow, red zone, so why not use it?
I agree. And again, we use a lot of that. But for this race, we're not going to get that in depth because we have so many levels.
Yeah, it's kind of go at your own pace.
If you want to check your performance, I do run someone's like Cooper test. There are different Cooper tests, and it will tell you because you push yourself until you cannot breathe, and then that's your zone.
Oh, cool.
I like that.
Yeah, there's something called VO2 Max you can
The
find.
VO2
Yeah.
max, right. And you can actually get them on some of the watches.
Yeah,
Like both our watches.
mine one is 51.
I think I have that on here, and I'm terrible.
Yeah, so
My
check it out. I
wife's
mean,
off the charts, elite athlete, and I'm like, really gonna you got beat me out there too.
Well, the other thing you can do VO2 max test on a.
well, the real
on
test,
the
you have,
ticket.
you have the mask on, and they actually, I mean, it's.
I ordered one. I'm going to get it in next month.
There you go. Fantastic. So, everyone want to do a VO2 max,
We used to have
test,
Techno Gym treadmills that used to be able to do it.
Oh, that's right.
Well, it's some
It is. I mean, it's good
smart
to know.
of
If you're gonna
company
be
and then
using it
really
a
a
lot.
mask and it mesh give you all the metabolic profile. It was like $450. Means it's not cheap,
Oh, yeah.
but
I mean, it's the perfect measure. If you're gonna, but again, it depends on what you're running, right? So, all right, we're gonna go on, because I know you have to go. Okay. All right, so I say, don't go out too fast, right? Going from the bike to the run, give yourself a little bit of time, and then speed up. Try one practice race. I know you have been doing that.
Use the restroom and try to drink, because on a treadmill, very difficult to drink.
It's hard to drink, especially if you're, and you're at the end anyway.
Well, bring a biking, I think biking bottle's better than like that, because you gotta unscrew the cap.
Yeah.
If you bring a
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Yeah.
Or-
You want easy.
Have a-
easy.
and
They actually have you ever seen the lacrosse ones? You just squeeze it, it goes right in your mouth.
Yeah, like that. Pinch from the bottom, I think.
It's a pain when you're in a car and you squeeze it by mistake and it shoots you in the face. It just happens.
And when you push yourself, you are not going to drink, because you just run.
Well, no, when you're out of breath, you don't want to do that. But in between, or even on the bike, is a good
Yeah,
place.
on the bike is good, but
Hydration.
on a treadmill,
Hard to
The treadmill is up.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
too shaky.
Anyway, okay. So, practice race. I think I said that. Try a practice race before you get to it. Hi, hello. To just see where you're at. We are actually going to send out, Brian's going to send out your email. You've been getting them each week, yes?
Yep.
He's going to be asking you for your estimated times for each particular one. You're going to be sending them to me, or we're going to start doing our meetings and things like that. So really start to
81 minutes.
We're talking for each leg.
each.
So your
He's
swim.
like, I got it, I'm good.
Yeah.
281.
I want 80. That's my goal.
I love that you have goals.
What if you're just like, I have, like, the most I ever used to do was a 5K, and now I'm like building back up to it. I can't run for 3 miles all at once, I can't.
And that's okay.
Yeah, but
That's
it's what do you
okay.
recommend if you're building back up?
If you're building back up, so
And I'm
you're slowly
basically
building.
run, walk, run, walk.
Long run. That's exactly right.
That's what
And
I
then
would
you
do.
start to slow down, less walking, more running.
Yeah.
That's what you really want to do.
Actually, for the swimming instructor, said that if you want to have not to get tired, it's best to have not all the time freestyle. Have at least 20% breaststroke, because then it will relax the muscles and getting the posture. And it says don't do 100% of the time freestyle, because then your body is just getting tense and your muscles getting
But you,
tired.
I mean, the breast takes more energy.
I can
Well,
Yeah.
it's a little slower.
Yeah, and it's also slower.
And it's a lot of
Actually,
So-
breaststroke
But you
is a very little energy.
So I'll tell you what I was trained when I was doing triathlons is when you're swimming, you are kicking, but don't go full effort, because that's what you need. That's what you need for the rest of your race.
That's what I used to
Right.
not be able to swim at all. I'd always be out of breath. If I leave somebody told me, like, you're kicking too much.
You're kicking
And I
too
realized, once I learned that, it amazed me how much it helped me.
You need a really good, efficient kick, but think
Yeah.
about the last two things you're doing is you're biking and you're running. So save a little bit of that during the summer.
But it does take a lot out of you.
It does.
Take it a lot. So,
But it also,
I'm not looking for time.
and that's okay, and I love that. I love it. You're training, and that's all that matters. Clothing. So, in an outdoor triathlon, a lot of people will do a tri-suit. So that's just one suit, shorts, goes all the way up, zipper up the front, up the back, down the back, whatever works best for you. You can also do a two-piece, bike shorts, top. A tri-suit usually has a little padding, not normal bike padding. So if you go and get a bike shorts, the padding's very thick. Triathlon shorts, padding's a little thinner because they know you're swimming in it, and it has to dry. So something to think about. Otherwise, you do have 10 minutes between your swim and the bike. So you can wear a bathing suit and change out of it. But think about chafing. So think about what you are going to wear. Try it before you get to race day. Don't buy it 2 days before race day. Yeah, I'm going to wear this. And then the next day, babe, under here, maybe in some areas. Anyway, so try out the clothing, whatever you decide to choose ahead of time. But again, you can wear running shorts on the bike if you wanted to, or bike shorts. Well, I wouldn't use bike shorts, right? But any questions on the clothing at all?
I was thinking just bike shorts on the bike and then head downstairs and jump into a pair of shorts. Like you did, right?
And change, yeah.
Would be
You have 5 minutes in between, so it's whatever you choose to do.
Yeah, I gotta get my shoes off anyway.
Practice it. Like I said,
Yeah,
take a day
right, and do it.
and do it. Do the whole thing, see how long it takes you. You don't realize transitions, they're tough.
I haven't been wearing the bike shorts and it's a killer on the bike.
If you're not used to it, it's tough.
I wear when I'm on the street, but here I don't, so I might start bringing it.
Or look into, if you're
Or
gonna,
the tri-suit, I think it's worth it.
it depends. If this is it for you, you're not gonna do another one, they're expensive. They can be expensive. You can find
Are
them on
you swim in
sale.
that also?
Yes. Yep. Full thing.
Is that an indoor tri-suit?
Yeah.
Because I thought you would wear a
Wetsuit?
wetsuit.
Depends on the, it depends on the.
I can guarantee we will control the weather to a comfortable level here on race day.
You're good, just for you.
Some, I mean, even some outdoor things won't let you wear them.
They will not let you wear them, if it's too
I
warm.
never bought a suit, I just wear shorts or bathing suit, two-piece, whatever,
Whatever works best for you. But practice it, that's what I'm
You gotta
saying.
be comfortable.
Whatever you decide, a week or two of practice in whatever you've decided to choose. But the bike shorts, again, padding are big, if you start running in them,
I'm not gonna wear that. I don't
All right.
think you can, I mean, it's just not really.
yes, it's very uncomfortable and it'll cut you. So if you are bored on the treadmill, I know you guys have been practicing training, whatever, if you start to get bored on the treadmill, and or you're looking to get a little faster, you can try intervals. Intervals are, you do 0.25 of a mile, race pace or above. And then you take 0.1 off. Do it again. Do that 4 times. So if you have a certain time that you think you want to do a pace that you want, or you want to beat that pace, do 0.25 higher than what you're looking for. 0.25 miles. And then take it back for 0.1, walk, jog, and do it again. Interval training. That'll help your pace, it'll help you go a little faster. It helps with boredom as well. So I know we're on the treadmill, we call it the treadmill for a reason, right?
What can I do to reduce impact on my knees? My right knee's getting destroyed. To the point where that's gonna be my, I'm gonna make it. I find like the pace could help me, like if I go a little faster, I'm touching down less length. So I'm playing around with the speed, and so I'm thinking like anywhere between 5.5 to 7 miles per hour. And I'm just wondering what is like I know it's not a one size fits all, but what pace would you? Is 6 miles an hour reasonable? Are people running 10? Are they running 20? They're running 15. How fast are people running?
Almost so slow.
All of like, I mean, the pace.
No, I'm not a
You
runner.
said you were though.
I have done 5Ks, but the fastest I ever went in my life was 9 minute mile. I am slow. Like now I'm like 11, 12. I think that's slow. I got to give myself like 7.
Well,
Oh, well,
yeah.
You're good.
youth.
So.
I'm gonna ride the bike tonight, but I'll be down on the treadmill.
Because I like to watch you.
Yeah.
Sure. Because sometimes it might be something that you're doing
Oh, it's
that might be.
everything.
Well, you don't realize when you're running.
That's why even I was thinking like, even the lean forward or backward or chest up or chest down. I've never had any formal running training,
Okay.
so I would appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's what I'm going to do at the end of this. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
Here, we're
we're
going to quiet, and then we can go downstairs and look at. But I do want to go over running form 2. Before we get down there, so you understand what that is. And actually, that's next. Fantastic. Actually, running shoes is next. Ooh, we all have new shoes now. I love it.
I put them in the washing machine. Not that
Good.
Don't
So,
have all-
I was like, oh, no. So, running shoes. I love the new shoes. Always take a look at your shoes. At the bottom of your shoes, especially if you're doing this race
and you brushed off the shoes from 3 years ago. Yeah, we're gonna run in. Great. Fantastic. Look at the bottom of your shoes. See how they're wearing. If they are crunched in the back, if you see things that, I don't know if you can see that it's not underneath. But if you see things that are worn on the bottom, it might be time to get new sneakers.
Telling me.
Okay. No, I'm just saying.
You looked at me and said,
No. I'm just saying. You have to take a look at the bottom of your sneakers.
These are just my work shoes.
Great idea. Mine are new, so it's not going to help. I should have brought my other one. So it's really good to take a look at your shoes, always. Average shoes, lifespan, 400 to 600 miles. Depending on how much you're running, that could be 5 months. Okay? So it's really, really good to switch out your shoes. Even if you wore them consistently for a year, then took a break, switch them out. Really important. Wet test. Have you ever taken a wet test? Do you know what type of foot you have? Okay, fantastic. Wet test. That means you're in the shower. You come out of the shower. You step on the towel. You step on the towel. You step off. And look at your footprint. I think I may actually have a picture. Here we go. Here's my picture. Foot types. There are basically 3. This is a normal arch. So you'll see just a little bit of space right in that arch portion. High arch. You have just a little sliver all the way to the outside of your foot.
I don't have a sliver. Mine are 2 actual different.
Two different.
It doesn't connect.
Oh, nothing.
I
So
have
you're
such
so
a high.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had people the same thing. And then flat foot, which is what I have. There's no arch. There's nothing. So these are the 3 types. So it's really good to know what type of foot you have, what type of a shoe you might need. Honestly, go to a running store. If you're looking for running shoes, go to.
is there a store that you promote where you know anybody there that does a really good job of fitting and pointing out? Because I'm going to buy it here.
Okay. Princeton Running.
That's where I went.
Are they around?
Yeah.
They're-
Nassau Street.
Everybody there.
They
I
have
put you on a
a-
treadmill
Oh, really?
and
Oh,
they
yeah.
watch.
That's where I'm going.
They're fantastic. So if you're looking for a really good running shoe, and they will show you, they video your foot, how you're running.
So I'm going to do 70 now. You guys know. It's a very egotistical thing, but I told him I am not going to be anywhere near him, but I told him I have him in my sights. And he knows it.
I love it.
But I'm going to lose him very badly. He's going to be helping us.
That's all right. You never know. That's right. It's all for you. It's all for you.
You gotta have a little fun.
You do. Okay, so those are the 3 types. 3 types of shoes for each of these. So your normal arch is going to be a stability shoe. It's not going to really show much here. But this is a neutral. So you'll see it here. That's your stability shoe. If you have a high arch, you need a cushioning shoe. So it's not as rigid. It gives a little bit more cushioning because you're on the outside of your foot as your body. So you need a little bit more cushion in here because your arch is all the way up here. And then a flat foot, you have a motion control shoe, which has a lot of cushioning in it. Softens that blow. So you can actually look, if your shoes are worn, you can actually see. So you don't be able to see. But if you have a normal run and you've worn out your shoes, from the top and the bottom is where it's going to be worn. Up here, close to the toe, up here, and then the bottom. That's normal. If you have a flat foot, it's going to be down at the bottom here and over here. And then if you have a high arch, it's going to be here on the outside. That's where it's going to wear. Okay, so I like Hershey's. I've had these for years and years. I'm a Saucony girl. I love them. But I need cushioning because I have, if you look, you can actually look, watch. See my ankles? Yeah! They go right in. Flat feet. Actually, it's considered a small. But anyway, I digress. So, just so you understand, everyone's different. So your shoes are going to be different. And some people like Brooks shoes. Some people like Saucony. Some people like Nike's fit better. So go to a running store.
check it out. Yeah, a lot of people look for this too. So your gait really comes from the heel and goes right between the first two toes. That's really where it comes. Okay, that's where your gait is going to be. And then I already told you about your shoes. So proper running form. Proper running form. So just a little bit of that. Proper running form. Head first. Looking straight ahead. Now, trouble with treadmills. Because a lot of the times, the screen can be low. So you're watching your show or doing your eyes or something to do across your mouth. But down, head is down like this. You really want head straight out. Right in front of you, not militant, good. Relaxed, but straight ahead. Not looking up in the bird, going straight ahead.
I've seen people actually take a towel and cover the screen,
Yeah.
so there's nothing to look at.
So there's nothing to look at. I think that's fantastic. Or I look at the window. I need to watch. I'm not running. So, but looking straight ahead. Shoulders. Relaxed. And as your foot is forward, whatever foot is forward, get the shoulders back just a little. Okay? So you're opposite, right? You're not twisting, you're not turning it. Alright, so shoulders relaxed. Let's go into arms. Arms, 90-degree angle. Good way to find this position. Put your arms up overhead, stretch, and then bring it down. At your side, 90-degree angle. So your run, fingers, chin to hip. Bottom of your chin to your head. No up here, nobody back here. Okay? Chin to hip. Need a mirror. There you go. So relax, 90-degree angle, chin to head. Fingers, hands. Sometimes they say fists, light. If you're gonna do fists, nice and light. What I think is funny is they say hold a potato chip, like you're holding a potato chip as a runner, potato chip, you know. So nice and light. Or you can do, hands forward, but nice and light, light fists. Or whatever works best. But you want to be going forward. Another thing I see a lot of is this. Woo! Yeah! And as much as you think that this is working the obliques here, no. You're actually overexerted. You want a nice, efficient running stroke. So, fold it. So try not to twist. Okay. So, torso is your powerhouse right here. So this is where your core, nice and strong as you're running. Good pace. You want that torso a little forward of the hip. Just a little forward. Now a lot of people think that you're going to bend at the waist. You don't bend at the waist. You lean. It's a lean. So you're really kind of almost bending at the ankles, if you will. Forward. Right? This way. So a little bit of a lean as you're running. Okay. So, center of gravity, right? You're right in the center. Legs. As you place your foot down, your shin should be perpendicular to the ground. Right? I know you all can measure this. I know. These are your guidelines, right? I'm just trying to get you to understand where everything lands. So again, you really want to land on midfoot, here, or toe. You start here, or here, you're going to have that angle is not going to be right, right? You want that nice shin here. Because if you start going out here, that angle becomes larger. That's your heel striker. That's what you're going to see, all the wearing. If you hit here, you're hitting that toe. So you want it right in the center. Okay? Shin. And feet, and we're good. So that is really your running stride. Again, we talked about this earlier on the treadmill versus being outside or on the track. Some people's bodies are different because you tend to tip up on that treadmill. Okay? So that is our.
About the amount of up and down motion of the head. I've always heard that if someone's head is more level, that they're running more efficiently, but if their head's going up and down, that they're using energy the wrong way. Is there a way to calm the body to have it be used more efficiently than, like, I know you talked about the twisting, but is there any other wasted energy motion that someone might do?
You're trying to be, you're trying to be the most efficient.
So you're
as
not
you
so
possibly
bouncy,
can.
right?
Right, and then I'm bouncing light. Again, this is actually on my list of things to do. Nice and light, pounding. Light. Think of yourself as lifting, as pressing up, right? Nice and light and lift as you press up and coming down light as opposed to really, you know what I'm saying? And then relaxing the shoulders and the head. If you look straight ahead and you don't have this motion, it does help a lot. You're just trying to be the most efficient you can without a ton of motion, really using that forward. You're really propelling yourself forward, right? I'm pretty sure that answers your question. The head boxing. I mean, I guess that's if you're counting, right? Your head's going to go up and down.
Well, I always watch like the athletes on television. There's like a whole pack of them. I watch people's heads to see you see some people like perfectly level.
Yeah.
Like that person's using energy in this direction rather than in this direction.
Right.
So I just didn't know if that was something that there's proper training on. Wasted energy up and down motion.
Yeah. I mean, it is. But really trying to relax everything and following where your foot's going to land. Again, your foot should be landing underneath you as opposed to out here.
Right.
People will say overstriding, want to get further. But that's really going to exert more energy. Then you're going to hurt some stuff. So, yeah, being efficient. Very great. Improving your cadence. So, average personal cadence, so steps per minute. We're going to look downstairs on the treadmill. I'll show you that as well. Is about 150 to 170. That's average person. So, really fit and elite is about 180 steps per minute. There's actually a button on the treadmill I'm going to show you called biofeedback, and it actually shows you your steps per minute and your stride length and all that. So really good to kind of know that.
Is that on all the treadmills or just certain ones?
Well, the ones that are in front of the
And those are
skill
ones.
run, the new one,
Oh, okay.
the techno.
Are those going to be used on race day? Do you know?
And we use them.
Okay.
Yeah. So the majority of them are going to be using those, which are available. We will be using those as well. It's kind of good to know as you're training to go onto those treadmills and kind of see where your steps per minute are, see how much air time you have, what your propulsion is as you press off of that back foot. So it's kind of cool, those new treadmills.
I was 9 per minute?
9 minute mile?
No, that can't be right.
Oh,
Tell you that much.
that can't be right. That sounds good to me.
It's when you stop and punch.
That sounds good to me. That sounds good. I mean, you're really looking for trying to be consistent for all 3 miles. Really is what you're looking for. So again, with the training, you get to know your body, you get to know, what you can, what works for you the best.
And at some point, willpower just takes over to try to
Yeah.
finish.
Right. I just want to be done 0.1 miles left.
Yeah. You don't care what your form is at the end.
No. Well, that's when your form just falls apart.
That's where.
Is that cadence? Did you say cadence?
Steps per minute.
That's
Cadence, yep.
8, so max 95, average 81. Okay.
I'm like,
Are you talking about on the bike?
I'm like,
RPMs?
No, it must be wrong then, because I think, when you use these watches on a treadmill versus regular running, I don't think it works right.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to
You have to run.
set them up. So usually you do one run on the treadmill and time it and tell it to compare it. I know, it's hard. And every watch is different, like I said, 2 watches. I got 2.
You didn't come in yet.
I wasn't here for that.
They're not just for decoration.
The positive thing about treadmill, I know people say treadmill. Positive thing about treadmill is weather. It's icy. It's snowing. It's not running in the snow. But if it's really icy outside, treadmill's great. You can still get your stuff in. I'm pushing. Yeah, this part of the meeting that showed us a half an hour ago. Yes.
No worries. Yeah.
Get me on anyway. Shock absorption, yes, thank you. Shock absorption, again, it's a little bit easier on the joints, the knees, that sort of thing. Treadmill has a little bit more give to it. If you're training for a flat course, treadmills are awesome. Not many flat courses, but especially in Harding County. But really good for that. Also for pace training. So if you want to know what your pace is, you want to keep to a specific pace, treadmills are fantastic. Interval training as well, like which I talked about earlier. Really, really good because it says, okay, 0.25, you can stop, you can do a little bit of a walk or a jog, 0.25 again. It gives you that immediate feedback. You can have your watch, but like you said, sometimes it's, wait, where am I at? You know, seeing that treadmill, those numbers right in front of you. Great. So again, running outside again, it is a different feeling. If you want to run on the track, do not run more than 2 miles. Because on our track, it's one direction. That means for 1 mile, and if you understand, 1 mile is technically like 10 and a half on that track, and you have to be to the outside lane, not on the inside. Then you have to go more. Because if you do 10 laps, that is 40 turns on your knees and your hips and your ankles. You don't want to be more than 2.
Plus it's doing the same way, so it's kind of more on one side.
That's what I'm saying. It's all on one side. That's
Yeah.
40 turns on
Becomes
one.
the same day.
Yeah, it's on the same day. It's the same side every time. I mean, if we could switch, you know, we could do it, but it's just the way it is. And there's treadmills and things in the way, so you can't get all the way over. So if you are going to do a mile on there, I would do 11 laps to make it 1 mile. Again, not over 2 miles. But I do like it to change it up. Always good. You can always do treadmill downstairs, come upstairs, do the track direction. All right, treadmill tips. Cool down and warm up. Do it. Yeah, I know. I don't have time for that. Do it. I mean, whenever I do my interval training, I do 0.5 miles. I do a half a mile before and after my interval training. Because you want that body to get up. You want that body to get ready, right? And you want to cool it down properly. You're crazy. But it's really important for your heart rate, blood pressure, all of that.
25 miles, I'm not done with the workout.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, fine, 0.25, whatever. Do a warm up and a cool down, okay? Whatever you want.
I got a different book than you.
Correct form on the treadmill.
Next, she's gonna tell us to stretch.
Oh, good, here, stretching. Stretching. That's also important. Again, we talked about treadmill versus running outside. Treadmill. Again, people are afraid on the treadmill, they turn up and you're afraid you're going to fall off the front, especially with the new ones, because it just kind of rolls off. You'll be fine. You're not going to fall off. You're not going to get stuck. You're fine. Stay in the middle. Give some space between you and that console. Don't be all up in here. The console's here. I've seen people run with the console. Like, hey, don't do that. Give yourself some space. And if you're at the right pace, you won't be doing it. Right in the center. Also, please don't pull the handrails when you run. Please don't. I see people and they jack it up like, yeah, I'm awesome. But are they really running that pace? No, they're not. Because they're holding on for dear life. And what's happening here? All up in here. Where's your form? There's no form. There's nothing yet. So just dial it down a little bit and find the right form on that treadmill. So, treadmill tips. Again, I talked about overstriding, not overstriding. Right in the center. We're good. Punching over as well. Really think about elongating. We talked about efficient running. Nice and tall. Proud. So excited I'm doing this indoor try. I'm so proud of myself for actually getting here and doing it. So, thinking about that nice, keeping the pace, making it easier on yourself. Okay. Don't step off when it's moving. I know. Don't step off when it's moving. Unless you have some kind of emergency or issue. Oh my God. Brace for You know, and they're going at a good clip, and I just see this, and all I can see is one of those feet getting caught, and oh, can't, nope, don't jump off. There's a stop button, and it doesn't propel you right off. It slowly comes to, I mean, it does stop you, but it doesn't, it's not gonna propel you. Just stop. Okay. Makes me nervous. And again, change that incline. As you're running, change it. Make it higher, make it lower. There's some routines that are on those treadmills that you can use that actually changes it for you, which is kind of fun. To change up your routine, I talked about intervals. So do stuff like that. Change it up if you're bored. So that's good. And don't run with a really steep incline for an extended period of time. You really shouldn't be going over 7%. It's too much. It's too much on your back. It's just too much. I mean, I've seen people walking, and that, for a short period of time, okay. But running like that for that steep incline, it's putting a lot of pressure on your body. Stretching. Stretching is really important. Honestly, after all of these, after everything you're doing, stretch. Even if that's for 5 minutes, 30 seconds per stretch. Do it. Take advantage of Pilates. You have a free, I know, you have a free one.
When I asked Gail about 2 weeks ago, she didn't know what I was talking about. You guys talked to her yet? Gail was blogging about it.
Well, okay. We'll talk to her. It's all good.
One free,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pilates
I
session.
think it's 2. It's 2.
Okay, 2. Fantastic.
It's
Even better.
2.
2.
I don't, and I'm like,
We'll get you.
Did you bring the card?
I didn't have it.
Ah.
I'll show you the card.
You got to bring the receipts.
It's in the car.
Bring the card. Daryl made a little card.
I'm right next door. Just knocking on the door. I'll get Gail straight.
You're good. But it's really good. Again, core and efficient. Really good stride. You want a nice, strong core.
I know a while, sorry to interrupt, a while ago, I did some mat Pilates.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
it's just the timing's a little challenging, but scheduling, but it's good because you use your own body, you get a really good stretch.
And if you're using it the right way and you're breathing, it's fantastic. So good. And again, if you don't want to do reformer downstairs, come up to them at Pilates. I teach it, Laura teaches it, Gail teaches it. It's trying to think of it.
Les Mills core class is good too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Core, yeah. Yoga,
Half an hour.
yeah. Half an hour. See? There you go. Get it in, get it out.
You get some music, some jokes.
Yeah.
It's a little bit part stand-up comedy when the certain instructors,
See? Good.
check it out,
So,
entertain.
really good, especially because this is going to help you
Turn off the thing.
to not get injured. Right? Again, we're taking you through this training slowly so that you don't get injured.
Speaking of injuries, when I ran my 2 marathons, I was injured IT bands and plantar fasciitis. Had to still do the miles, so I actually went in the pool and did running standing up in the pool for some less impact. So if you have some injury tips in case you might be a little hobbled by a knee one week and you want to kind of take it easy, what else can we do for the running portion to get your miles in?
Well, that actually the pool is fantastic because
Yeah.
don't go right to the drugs.
Well, when I wanted to push myself a little more, I had some weights.
You put weights
Or,
on
yep.
in the pool. You can do pool running in the deep end.
Yes.
In the deep end, you can do pool running if you are injured and things like that. Again, always consult the doctor.
Yeah.
If you get hurt, always consult the doctor. But there are other things you can do to alleviate that. But yeah, running in the pool is fantastic. So good.
Tag a teammate and take your spot.
That's great. Do that. Yeah. Okay, so then we're gonna go down to the treadmill. Does anybody have any questions about triathlon in general or running? Anything?
I'm sure I have a lot of questions, but I'm just mindful that I wasn't here, so
That's all right. It's
I'll
on
just keep listening.
No questions online.
No questions?
Nope.
All right. Fantastic. So we're gonna go downstairs, and if anybody wants me
I'm gonna
to,
change that.
okay, if you want me to take a look at your run, we can. And I also want to show you the treadmill, all the fun things you can do. All right. Get on down.
to be, taste and want.
I mean, while you're down there, I might have to people that left my daughter from the last year and come back.
That's fine. It's all good. I can hold my boys and talk about it. It's crazy, right?
Life.
It's light, that's right.
Yeah, what I love about group fitness is I can go in, turn off my brain. They tell me what to do. I just follow them.
I love it, right?
I get some music, some chatter, some distraction.
Great instructors.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
And the
let's
peer pressure to stay in the room till the end. Like,
That's right.
you can't cut it out.
You can't leave. You can't leave. I'm sorry.
And if you're competitive, you try to outdo everybody else, it pushes you further.
I can stretch better than you.
Exactly.
You guys know where the Pilates room is? It's right there. So once you hop on, get your stuff. I'll stop. Let's start with here.
Is this something that's good for them to see what a gait analysis might look like?
Yeah.
If she's okay with it?
You okay? We'll get left.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's it?
So, you want to take a look at the screen. There's a whole bunch of different buttons that you can choose. You can do races. It's actually very touching. If you want to go outdoors, that's actually my favorite. You can go outdoors. You can go to. You can actually go. You can go to Europe. You can go to Italy. You can go wherever you want. You can run there. So it kind of takes your mind off things. Where is that one? It's right here, outdoors. Oh yeah, come on up. Come on up. So that's the outdoors. And then you can do races. And speed.
Pretty good. It's the plug. Our old friend.
I was gonna get that. There we go. Oh. Oh my God. See? So that's where she laughs.
Is that what you were doing while we were having our meeting?
She's like, no. I wish I could say yes. So, alright. So you can do a login if you want.
I actually did that. It's kind of fun because it tracks your progress. Your
Yes.
speed, your distance.
And it'll tell you how you're doing.
Sort of like peak IQ.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which is great. So we'll get you started first. Alright.
It goes on for like 9 seconds or something. You know?
Yeah, it's very short. Alright, so once you hop on up, I'll have her start to run. So, why don't you stand in the middle and hit start. So, what I love about these treadmills is these flippers. I love these flippers because all you have to do, so instead of hitting the buttons up here, you can actually just press up here. Just press, yeah, isn't that fun? So press it. I usually do it with the heel of my hand as I'm running. It's so much easier.
Yes, we do.
Oh, bye. Yeah, so your gradient, there you go. See, first it for you. So your gradient's on your left. That's your lift. Here's your gradient. You're going to press that little flipper. Boom. Up. 0.5. So you're fantastic.
There's the stop button.
There's the stop button. If you need to get off, don't stop. Press the stop button. Thank you. All right. So, from here, you're going to be adding up here. Here's your pace. Your distance. I'm just trying to get. Oh, we're stuck. Sorry. Found you. All right. So here's your pace right here. That tells you your pace, your distance, calories. But again, this calories isn't going to be based on you because you're not logged in. And then the time you've been here. And then if you're hooked up to a heart rate, you can do that. Now,
But the heart rate doesn't work. How does the heart rate work?
you have to have.
You have a monitor or someone, right?
Yep.
It's not the whole button, but you don't want to hold on.
There's no sensors on these.
No.
I don't think there are sensors.
If there is, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
They're
Alright,
not always
so
that accurate
I'm
anyway.
gonna make you run a little bit. Okay? So can you get up to 5.0? Yep. So again, you can press the thumb, you press the heel of your hand, whatever. There you go. Now, once you get up to 5 biofeedback. There you go. So this is fantastic. I love it. This is my favorite. So here's your cadence. Right here. Steps per minute. Your running power. Again, that's going to be based on how fast you're running. Incline. Incline. Yep. So,
Biofeedback.
Yep. So here, this is your flight time. This is how long you're in the air.
Okay.
Yep. So your foot is off of that.
So what can we do? What's that a good improve on that, or do we?
You can improve on that. So let me go through them first, and I'll tell you. So propulsion time is when you take your foot. I'm sorry. When you take your foot and you're pressing back. You're propelling that foot backwards. That's your propulsion time. Your step length.
Like, how long it takes to, like, propel yourself away.
Press back. Yep. Step length is straight forward, space, and then your ground contact time. How long that foot is on the treadmill.
So what's the difference between propulsion time and ground
So
contact time?
propulsion is when you're as you press back, propelling yourself.
Propulsion is pretty much more the anterior part.
Yep.
That part, not the whole part. Not the roller.
Correct. So you're propelling yourself. So everyone is going to be different. Don't look at these numbers and you're like, oh,
She's still okay with it?
right? Oh my god! Keep running! We're gonna do 3 miles. Keep going. She's already done.
Which one of those numbers would we work on to get
Help you.
help us?
Cadence.
Cadence.
You really want to look at your cadence, your steps per minute. For me, that's the most important. Your step length is important because remember we talked about overstriding. You don't want your stride too long, right? So you'll know for you what your step length approximately is. So if you want to go faster and get better, your step length, if you want to, remember you want a more of a quick turnover as opposed to a longer stride as you're running. You want more of a quick turnover as you. I know, isn't she doing great? Now, one thing. Where's her arms?
Am I going across? I knew it.
And most people do. Arms like straight across. So you're going chin, go, straight ahead. Because you're using more energy doing this. Yes, Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest! Run! So you're going chin to hip. Chin to hip. You're coming in.
You do come into midline almost. Yeah.
You're not. You can come
cross
to
it,
midline.
but
Just
not
don't
cross.
cross it. Yep. So you're going forward chin to hip. She's doing well. Doing good. You're a little close to the console. Get back. I know. There you go. So you get a little space.
Wants to be close to the button.
I know. Well, people, you know, people feel comfortable being close to that console.
We gotta read that crossword puzzle.
I know. Hold on.
My solitaire.
Solitaire. Let's try to keep up to the screen. So, look. As you're looking through your eye gaze. There. Yeah. Yep. So, you can look here. Look, you're not too bad. If you look down at the screen, it's not too bad. Your whole head isn't down.
She's running good.
But you really want to. She's doing great. She's so good.
Running is not my thing.
It's great. Arms are starting to go across again. Yeah. So many things to think about.
It's like a golf swing.
That's right. I'm done. Okay, I'm done. All right. But you had really well. So once you oh no.
Okay.
Wow.
Here, hold this.
I will. Yep. Okay.
Do not realize.
Hey, everybody. All right, we're good. It's all good. All right. I've seen people on it all the time.
It's not gonna go any further.
As long as it's not touching.
It's all right. We'll
These are
figure
your
that out.
papers. I was like,
Those are mine. That's okay. It's all good. I don't need them.
I got it, Jeff.
We're good.
Yeah.
All right, who's up next? Let's try. Come on.
I'm quickly gonna go
All
get
right.
my daughter. I'll be right
Anything
back.
else?
I think we're
Did
good.
you want to look from the back or anything, or show the heels, or in and out?
Oh, we can. I can look at foot, but I mean, if anybody wants to come in and has
That's really
questions,
for the running company.
yeah, they can really look at that. I mean, I can look, see where like cadence follows. And if anybody
so
wants one,
Let's just end with another setup of where to go to find the biofeedback and stuff.
So, okay. So go ahead and hit start. I know, you have a little, you have to do it with, oomph. All right, so press it up. Gradient to the left up to 0.5. And then get yourself up to 5.0 if you can.
5.0.
There it is. Just,
Wait, where's
just showed up.
5.0?
No, it's been there. It's always there. You just have to, you can't hit, there you go, 5.0. Oh, look at her, overachiever. Overachiever.
Oh, thanks.
Hit that biofeedback button. There you go. So there's your cadence. Steps per minute.
Oh, so based on.
Yep. Yep. So. Yep. There you go. There's your flight time.
Uh-oh,
hang on.
uh-oh.
Grab it, grab it, grab it, grab
That
it.
was my
Good
fault.
job. No, it's all good.
See, I didn't stop it though.
Ouch, jumped right off to your ear. Sorry.
Extra
But that's an
level.
emergency. That's considered an emergency.
There are those emergency things you can tag on your foot onto you, right?
Yes, I think so.
I never see anybody use them.
No, I
Usually it's on me, so.
You got it. All right, but see how it stops after you go lower than 5.0. Go ahead. So there's your cadence, your steps per minute, your flight time, how long you're in the air, your propulsion time as you press off, your step length, and then your ground contact time. Now, something I didn't show you before, if you want to know what your pace is, because it doesn't show you on here, you hit this button,
Oh, that's what I was looking for.
and it shows your pace.
Oh.
Yep, but it doesn't stay. It doesn't stay up here. It's gonna go away.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So what did you hit to do that?
So that little
Oh,
doohickey,
okay. Okay.
it's really hard to do when you're running. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So this, if you want your pace, this isn't where you want to be watching it. Yes.
So now, you said you're not looking at it.
Yeah, that's what
So
I want.
I'm looking at her right now. So arms. And now it's down. Yeah, there we go. That's what the first thing everybody does. Right across the body. Because they feel like that's really good. So you're looking for foot. Again, I usually record it and then slow it down. She's getting about mid. Good. Midfoot. And for foot landing, you're a little ahead of your body. That's why your cadence is probably where it is. You want more of a turnover and keeping those feet underneath your body. There we go. Better. Yes.
Do you want to have any overlap, kind of, or do you want to have two separate train or lanes for your feet to step in?
So you mean separately?
Yeah, there's a center line in
Yeah.
here. Do you want to keep
I was going to bring that up. That center line, you really want to make it.
right, but the left foot on the left and the right foot on the right, no overlap.